Hi and welcome to Rise and Thrive Yoga. Today I have a practice for you to strengthen and lengthen while calming and strengthening your mind and body as always. So this is a gentle yoga for all levels. So sit back and enjoy. So we're just going to start with some seated overhead breaths. So let's just take a deep breath here. Roll your shoulders down and back as you exhale. Again, inhale, raise your shoulders. Exhale, let them go. One more time. Inhale, really bring the shoulders up towards your ears. And exhale, back down. Awesome. So we're going to go into some twists. And we're in easy pose right now, but always an option to find what feels good. Maybe legs are open wide, out into a V, or sitting in any seated position that's comfortable for you. You can be seated on a block or a blanket or a pillow for these. All right, so bringing our arms out to the sides. Palms are reaching up. And then we're going to inhale. Both arms are going to come up, straight up overhead, fingertips reaching towards the ceiling. And then as we exhale, we're going to twist. So left hand is going to come to right thigh. Right hand is going to go behind us. And then we're going to inhale everything back up, switching sides. So right hand comes to left knee or thigh, and left hand comes behind us for a twist. Again, inhaling everything up. And just go back and forth at your own pace. Maybe holding, letting out a little deeper exhale. Feels great right now. Or maybe moving through a little more swiftly, inhaling up and exhaling down. So we'll go through a few more of these, just really waking up the spine, waking up the breath, regardless of the time of day you're doing this. After this, we're going to feel energized and relaxed. All right, one last breath out, and then exhale both arms down to the sides. Awesome. So staying in whatever seated position you are in, or you can move around a little bit if you want. We're going to do a seated forward fold. So we're going to bend from the hips, and where you get out in lengthening is totally up to you. So we're going to inhale both arms up, and then we're going to exhale, bending at the hips, reaching forward. So we're reaching. Gaze is going down towards the floor. Fingertips are coming to the floor. All right, so get to a place which is comfortable, but keeping in mind, keeping your sits bones fairly planted into the mat, okay? Dropping your shoulders away from your ears. And then once you get here, you can kind of play around. You may be all the way up here, and that's great, and work in your spine, or you can start to walk your fingertips out a little bit farther. Gaze is towards the floor, neck is soft, and just find a place that feels good. And we'll stay here for a few breaths. You can kind of play around with lengthening, depending on the time of day you're doing. So if you're doing this in the morning, you might not get very far, and that's okay. Doing it in the evening, if you try the same practice out again in the evening, you might find that you have a little bit more length to go because your body's a little more woken up and is stretched more during the day. Awesome. So slowly walk those fingertips back in, coming back up to a seated position. So let's wake up the neck a little bit, stretch that around, release any tension. So bringing right hand up and over to the left side of your head, gently pressing that right ear towards your shoulder. Dropping your shoulder down. So my fingers are like barely touching my head right now. It's just more for guidance and to get a little bit more stretch. So there shouldn't be any pulling here, just a nice gentle feeling. And just take a slow breath here. And then release that arm down. Switching sides, left hand to the right side of the head, bringing your ear towards your shoulder. Dropping both shoulders down and away from your ears. An option to bring your other arm up and to the side. or just down on the floor, or it can be just back towards you. You can kind of play around with that. Take a deep breath here and blow it out. Awesome. All right, we're gonna make our way to tabletop for some cat-cow. So up on hands and knees. Fingertips spread wide, shoulders stacked over wrists. Pressing those fingertips into the mat. Knees are lined up under your hips, back is flat, and tops of your feet pressing into the mat. So pressing into the mat, shoulders away from the ears, really pressing your whole body away from the mat. You can engage your core by bringing belly button towards your spine, so you can still breathe. We're going to inhale, chin and chest come forward, belly drops for cow. Exhale, chin comes back towards chest, lower back rounds, gaze goes towards toes. Again, inhaling, coming forward for cow. And just being mindful of your neck in cow. So we're not craning it all the way up and looking at the ceiling. We're just looking gently ahead, kind of towards the top of your mat, maybe a little bit farther than the top of your mat. And then exhaling back for cat. Really pressing the hips down so your spine rounds up. And then inhaling again to come forward. Exhaling, rounding. One more time, inhaling forward for cow. And exhaling back for cat. And then coming back to table, flat back. And we're going to go to child's pose. So 2 options. Knees can be together, knees can be hips width apart, or knees can be wide as the mat and big toes together. So pick one for right now. You can always play around with it. I usually love wide knee, but that's just my preference today. Big toes are together and sinking those hips back over your heels, reaching your fingertips forward. Forehead comes towards the mat. Always an option to place a block under your forehead or a rolled up blanket or a throw pillow. Reaching your heart towards the mat. Always an option to come up on fingertips. To stretch through your upper back if that's feeling good today. And just take a few slow breaths. And then on your next inhale, we're going to come back up to table. And then we're going to make our way to standing. So you can get there however you want. Sometimes I like to tuck my toes, come back to hero pose, and then slowly make my way back up to standing. So whatever way works for you is quite all right. Doesn't have to be fancy. Just has to be safe. All right. So we're going to start in mountain pose here on my creaky floor. So hips are stacked over ankles. Feet are about hips width apart or so, whatever is comfortable. Really pressing into your feet. Option to lift your toes here and then press them back down onto the mat. So you're really feeling the mat underneath you. Then we're going to inhale, lift our arms up to shoulder height. So wrists are in line with our shoulders. And then we're going to inhale and exhale, twist to the right. Inhale back to center, twist to the left. I'm bending one arm because my wall's right there. So inhaling back to center, exhaling to the side. Opening up for some twists, twisting through the hips and the abs. Awesome, coming back to center, dropping your arms by your side. Then we're going to inhale, lift both arms up, and then fingers are going to clasp together. So our fingers are like interwoven together, and then inhaling them up right above our head. Relaxing the shoulders down a little bit. Obviously they can't be relaxed all the way down, but relaxing them down a little bit. Keep pressing your feet into the mat in mountain pose. And then we're going to do a palm tree side bend. So we're going to inhale here and exhale, kicking that left hip out, bending to the right. inhaling back through center, switching sides over to the left, kicking that right hip out. So we're trying to stay in the same plane as our body. So just really moving to the side and not so much forward. So almost like our body's in between two walls and we're just able to move side to side. So back and forth, keeping feet rooted into the mat. Inhaling as you come back to center, exhaling to the side. One more on each side. And then releasing everything back down. Awesome. So now we're going to go into some warrior two. So we're going to step the right foot out to the side so toes are pointed towards the top of our mat. Stepping that left foot out, toes are facing out to the side. Bending in that right knee, checking out, making sure you can still see your big toes over your knee, so knees stacked over ankle, and then inhaling arms out to shoulder height. Gaze can be out to the side or gaze can be over your fingertips. So we're holding here, pressing into the outer edge of the back foot, pressing into the full foot of the forward foot. The toes are facing this way. And holding here, dropping shoulders down and back, so your shoulder blades are dropping down the back of your upper back. And just holding here, it's warrior two. And then we're going to inhale, flip our front palm up towards the ceiling. And then we're going to exhale, our legs are going to stay exactly the same, nice and held right where they are. And we're going to drop our left hand down to our thigh, right fingertips reach up towards the ceiling, gaze can follow those fingertips for reverse warrior. And then we're going to exhale, coming back through warrior two, bringing right forearm to right thigh, left fingertips up towards the ceiling, and gaze follows the left fingertips for extended side angle. Again, we're going to inhale back through warrior two, flipping that front palm over, exhaling for reverse warrior. So bringing that left palm down to your left thigh, right hand up towards the ceiling. And then exhaling, coming through warrior two. And then right forearm to your thigh, left fingertips up for extended side angle. All right, so we're going to do that one more time. Inhaling up through warrior two, flipping that palm. And then exhaling to reverse warrior. Coming back through warrior two. And then bringing that forearm down to the thigh, left fingertips up. Look up, reach up, really lifting up towards the ceiling. Pretend someone's grabbing your fingertips and pulling you up, pulling through your core. Awesome. And coming back up through warrior two. And then feet are arms are gonna drop, feet coming towards the center again. And then just make your way back up to mountain. So however you want to do it. So we're back up to mountain pose. We're gonna stretch through our arms after doing all that hard work. So we're gonna inhale here with our hands at heart center. Take an inhale. Exhale, bring your arms wide. Then inhale, hands up above, palms come to touch. And exhale, hands to heart center. Again, inhale here. Exhale, open up your arms. Stretch the chest. Inhale, both arms up, palms come to touch. And then exhale, hands to heart center. One more time, inhale here. Exhale, open up your hands. You're gonna go give someone a big hug. Inhale up, palms come to touch. And then exhale, hands to heart center. Awesome, now we're gonna do everything on the other side with the warrior. So we're gonna reach our left finger, or left toes, not our fingers, our left toes up to the top of the mat. We're gonna walk that right foot back a little bit. Toes are facing out to the side. Bending into that left knee. So toes are out to the side that way, toes are facing that way, and we're pressing off the outside of our back foot. All right, inhaling, arms up to warrior two. Gaze can be out to your side here or over your fingertips. I'm gonna take a couple breaths here. Really stretching that knee forward, but keeping it stacked over your ankle. And then we're going to inhale here, flipping that palm over, and then exhaling, right palm to thigh, left fingertips reaching up towards the ceiling, gaze following. Then exhaling, back through warrior two. Now switching sides for extended side angle, that left forearm's coming down to your left thigh. Right fingertips reaching up and gaze follows. And inhale to come up through warrior two, flipping that front palm. Exhale to reverse your warrior. Inhale back through warrior two. Exhale, extended side angle. So your arm can reach up all the way straight towards the ceiling, or it can come over a little bit. So play around with that, see what feels good. Then inhaling back through warrior two. Last time, flip that palm, reverse your warrior. Exhale through warrior two. And then back to extended side angle. Let's take a deep breath here, really lifting those fingertips up towards the ceiling. And then coming back through warrior two. And then making your way back to mountain pose. We're going to work on some balancing. So we're going to work on tree pose. So pressing your left foot into the mat, coming up on your right toes. Bringing right heel, into the inside of your left ankle. Hands are going to start at your hips, bringing your right knee out to the side. So you're opening through this hip. And then we're going to bring palms together at heart center. And really pressing into those right toes, really pressing into the left foot, into the mat to balance. Option here to close your eyes and kind of check out your balance a little bit. And then once you're feeling pretty good about your balance, you can stay here. Or option to bring the inside of your sole of your foot into the inside of your left calf. Again, still keeping your knee out to the side, pressing your palms together to help you balance, elbows out to the side, really pressing down into that left foot. And you want to find a non-moving point, so your drishti point, to focus on. So not me, because I could be spraying. So focus on a point, maybe above the screen, below the screen, somewhere about eye level or so. And just focus on that one point while focusing on pressing down in that left foot. And if you fall out of it and need to come back, go right ahead. Just reset, take your time. And then we're going to release that right foot down to the ground. Release your arms. Feet are going to come a little bit wider than mountain, and we're just going to sway side to side. Equal pressure in both feet, and just swinging your arms side to side. Just let them go. And then back to center. So back to mountain. Feet are going to be a little bit less than hip width apart. Pressing down into that right foot, we're switching side for tree. So coming up on the left toes, pushing into the right foot, hands on your hips, and then bringing your left heel to the inside of your right ankle. So pushing down into the right foot, pushing down into the left toes, left heel's gently on the inside of your right ankle. Bringing your right knee out to the side, hips pointing forward, and then bringing hands to heart center. Elbows out to the side, really pushing your hands together to help balance. Taking nice slow breaths, just relaxing here, working on your balance. And then if you'd like, option to bring the sole of your left foot to the inside of your right calf. Again, really pushing into that right foot into the mat to ground you down. Slight bend in that right knee. And if you fall out of it, take your time getting back into it. Finding that non-moving point to focus on. Maybe closing your eyes for a challenge, or you can try looking up. And then taking one more deep breath wherever you are and releasing everything down. Awesome. All right, so we're going to make our way back down to the ground. So get there however is easy for you. Take your time. We're going to come all the way down to our backs. We're going to work on the core a little bit. So we'll all the way back down. Feet are pressing into the mat, knees towards the ceiling. Hands by your side, pressing your lower back into the mat. Core is engaged here because we're going to be working on the core. So you're going to want to engage a little bit more than we were before. So really pretend you kind of have a corset on. You're wrapping those lower ribs in towards your belly button moving towards your spine, and lower back pressing lightly into the mat. Hands are by your side, lifting both feet up off the ground into reverse table. Knees are stacked over hips and toes are pointed. So we're going to do some toe dips. So we're really focusing on the core. So tighten up that core. And we're going to use our core to release our toes to the ground. So we're going to inhale and then exhale, drop right toes to the ground like you're dipping them in wet cement, and then come back up. Then switch sides. Dipping left toes. And we're just going to keep going back and forth nice and slowly. Really thinking about your core the whole entire time. Like your core is controlling those toes dipping down. Checking in with your lower back every once in a while, making sure that's pressed down as well. We're working that core to help our back. One more each side. Awesome. Hug both knees in. And then dropping both feet back down to the ground. And just windshield wipe your knees back and forth a little bit. So both to the left, both to the right. Inhaling back through center. Nice and slow. Awesome. All right, we're going to do a few bridge poses. So walking your heels a little bit closer to your bum. Hands are by your side. And as we inhale, we're going to slowly raise your hips towards the ceiling. Really moving up the spine nice and slow. And then when you're ready to exhale, slowly lowering everything back down. Really moving through that spine. Picture your spine just slowly rolling back down until it hits, your lower back hits. And then once your lower back hits, take another deep breath in as you roll back up. And lower back down. Do one more. And lower back down. Nice. And once you hit back down again, we're gonna press that lower back into the mat again and go for my favorite reverse pigeon, because I don't think I can do a class without this. So we're gonna press into our left foot, slowly lift our right foot up off the ground, crossing a right ankle over left thigh. Either option to stay here, maybe coming up on your toes, or option to lift that left foot off the ground and grab behind your thigh. Flexing both feet here. Dropping your shoulders back towards the mat if you can. Starting to slow down your breath. We're coming to the end of class. Really take this time to slow down your breath, relax your body. Any tension in your lower back, release. One more deep breath. And you can release your hands, release back, both feet back to the mat. Windshield wipe your legs one more time, back and forth, nice and slow. And then again, pushing both feet into the mat, pushing your right foot into the mat more, lifting those left toes up over, and bringing left ankle to right thigh. Option to stay here, flex your left foot, come up on your toes. And then option to lift that right foot off the ground, grabbing behind the right thigh, flexing both feet, pressing lower back into the mat. Dropping your shoulders down. We're going to stay here for about 5 more breaths. Option to soften your gaze here. On your next exhale, release your hands, both feet come back to the mat. We're going to get ready for Shavasana. So option, as always, for constructive rest. So bringing those feet wide, dropping knees together, or bringing legs long, feet apart, letting the toes fall to the sides. So pick what feels good for today. Drop your shoulders down towards the mat. Palms can be up or down. Soften your gaze or close your eyes. Let your breath go, no need to control it. And give yourself a couple minutes of Shavasana before moving on with your day. Try to bring some movement back to your fingers and toes. Your awareness back to the room. And when you're ready, you can move into a seated position, getting there however you'd like. You can meet me in the seated position with hands at heart center and a soft gaze. Thank you for practicing with me today. May you be happy. May you be healthy. May you be safe.